Question is, can you push your 4790K to 5? Most people can't. We'll go ahead and take a look at CPU-Z, and I'll show you exactly where it's clocked at, my exact specs. And we're at 5006.0. If you clock it just at 5, it's going to be 4.99999. So you got to increase the bus speed just a tiny bit. So right here, we're looking at an 88 watt Haswell. I got it at 1.383 volts. And you're looking at the 4790K. I'm running it on a Haswell Z87 board, so that's actually not even the newest. BIOS has been updated to fully support the Z97 processor, but it is a Z87 chipset. Memory, right now I got just 8 gigs of Trident, and running that at just a bit over 2400. And then we've got just your different slots. Slot 2, slot 4. Slot 1 and 2 is actually how it shows up, which is kind of strange, but I can go ahead and fix that easy. Running 1970 GTX a Zotac, and right here is the rig. As you can see, I've got a Corsair H80i. I've got it pushing out, and then I've got 2 fans, exhaust out the top, 2 front fans sucking in and creating airflow to go ahead and go out the back. So the airflow is really good on this case. I chose not to put any fans right there on the glass panel for 2 reasons. One, too many fans sometimes seems to create more airflow than needed and shifting all sorts of different directions. And secondly, you can't really see what you got in there as much, and I like to think it looks nice. It's actually for sale. So I'm going to throw this on YouTube. Anyone that wants it, contact me. Asking about $1,200 for it. We're looking at a 750 watt PSU and EVGA FTW full-size ATX motherboard paired with 8 gigs of Trident 2400 RAM, Zotac GTX 970 that overclocks like crazy. We've got a Corsair liquid cooling system. It's a closed loop, and it is an H80. I'm actually not sure if it's the I or not. Regardless, it performs awesome. And got a 128 solid state Toshiba with read and write speeds around 500, and then a 320 gig mechanical drive that you can load your games, media, things like that on. And then of course the 4790K chip inside. And I'd probably throw in a Audigy 2 PCI Express sound card, which really enhances the sound. In this Antec 1100 case, I just peeled the plastic off actually a couple of days ago. You got your front 3.0 ports, 2.0 ports, front audio, and it's just a nice roomy case that you can add to. So I'm going to show you that it's stable here at 5, and we're gonna run a benchmark. I like performance test, and right here it's going to show you I got my Riva statistics tuner up. We're at like 1,000,000 frames per second. My CPU is only at between 25 and 35 degrees. How much RAM is being used, got what the GPU clock's at, and then actual how much system RAM is being used as well. So I'm going to hit run benchmark, and you'll see that this thing is stable at 5 gigahertz, which is crazy. If you see that score right now, 24,509 for the integer math, that is a really high score. You'll probably see towards the end of this test that this thing beats a stock 5820K, which is a 6-core Intel processor running on the X99 chipset with DDR4. So, with a little voltage adjustment and some clock adjustments, you can turn this thing from a powerhouse into pretty much more human than human. The graphics score is going to be pretty high too. And this is just 2D right now. And this is a free download performance test. Just Google performance test. It's the first download. If you want to benchmark your PC, I really like this benchmark just because it tests everything from read-write speeds to CPU to GPU to memory, and pretty much everything in between. And you can kind of see how your computer or your rig compares. Right now we're running at, oh gosh, between 700 and 1,000 frames a second. This is now we're running about 250 a second. I'm not sure. I can't see what the resolution is on this. I want to say it's 1068 by or 1020. I'm not sure on that. I can't see through the Reva statistics tuner. Next one's going to be DirectX 10, and I want to say that's 1680 by 1050. And we're gonna. This one's, as far as graphics, you're gonna see 100 to 300 on my rig, and it flies. This last one is Direct 11, and it's gonna fluctuate between, say, 250 and might dip down to about 180. You won't see any real difference in performance on this particular test if you are running a dual 970 or 980 configuration in SLI, just because it doesn't take advantage of that. And I have another 970, but I'm going to be using that in what's going to be my new personal rig. I'll lower the power consumption a little bit and some cost, and just rock with an 8320 E8 core. And yeah, I'll still be able to game, maybe not as well, but there's some other things I'll be able to take advantage of, and I'm putting it in a pretty small case. So that being said, I wanted something that consumes low power without a clock speed higher than high. Like my RAM score right there is ridiculous compared to most, and we'll do a comparison of the average PC with certain specs side by side once this test is done. But as you can see, all the different things that this test runs, that's what I really like. It's not just benchmarking your physics and your graphics. I mean, it's running your read, your write, your so many different performance tests that your average benchmark, even like Heaven and things like that, on-engine stuff, and your 3D Mark 06, 3D Mark 11, stuff like that won't run. We're almost crunched for time because I think, I'm taking video with my phone right now, and I want to say it's got about 40 seconds left, and it's gonna kill it. So my read speed was 491.7. We'll see what my write speed was in a second, and I can do a quick rundown. We're almost ready to get a final score, and my rundown's going to be like 15 seconds, if that, because this is the last test right here. Like I said, 5 gigahertz is what this is running at. So we're looking at 5906, which is an amazing score. I don't actually need to explain it, but just to see, 5907, you got this thing neck and neck with a 5820K. 2D graphics kill everything, 3D kill everything.